Zelenskyy rejects negotiations with Russia, Medvedev responds with threats.
Here's a summary of the article.
Dmitry Medvedev, deputy chairman of the Security Council of the Russian Federation, said that Russia still demands total surrender of Ukraine on its own terms, commenting on President Volodymyr Zelenskyy's statement about the impossibility of negotiations with the Russian Federation until the war is over. Quote from Medvedev, "A certain Zelenskyy said that he will not hold a dialogue with those who issue ultimatums." Previously, on 10 September, President Volodymyr Zelenskyy of Ukraine stressed that it still was impossible to negotiate the end of the war with the Russian Federation because it had failed to formulate any adequate offers. The armed forces of Ukraine are carrying out a successful counteroffensive on the Russian-occupied territories of Ukraine. Oleksiy Reznikov, the Minister of Defense of Ukraine, reported that the counteroffensive in Kharkiv Oblast was going much better than expected. In particular, Zelenskyy said that in Kharkiv Oblast, defenders of Ukraine had regained control of more than 30 settlements. After the armed forces of Ukraine liberated the settlements of Kharkiv Oblast, Sergei Lavrov, Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, said that Moscow is not opposed to negotiations with Ukraine.
This post received a score of 21,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Never has the retort, "You and what army," been more appropriate.
What are you going to do? Bleed on me? I'm bleeding, making me the victor.
I haven't thought about this movie in decades, holy shit.
Greater than quote from Medvedev, a certain Zelenskyy said that he will not hold a dialogue with those who issue ultimatums. This year's ultimatums are a mere warm-up before the demands to be made in the future. And he knows these, the total surrender of the Kiev regime on Russia's terms.
It is rare in history that a government signed an unconditional surrender after successfully defending their country.
I did it in U4 once after a misclick. Maybe that's what he's hoping for.
Welp, back to January 1st we go.
It's a rookie move to not have autosaves to at least 6 months if not every month.
The most fun Paradox playthroughs have been because of stupid bullshit derailing the perfect plan because of Iron Man autosaves and refusing to save scum.
The hours spent perfecting your realm in CK, all for it to turn into border gore upon your death.
It doesn't need to be border gore as long as you set up succession well. Having members of your family with equal titles is great for renown.
Once had a playthrough where my wife's father was the Emperor of Finland. My wife died and then her father died shortly after. Holy war was declared on the Catholics and Rome was taken within the first decade of his reign. Him and his 3 wives all had fertility bonuses and he finished at around 14 to 15 kids who almost all got kingdom titles.
Or what? You gonna fail a second invasion?
And with what equipment? Ukraine thanks you for your donated scrap steel.
It is not just a scrap steel. Both countries have USSR vehicles. Ukraine can reuse parts of RU tanks to fix their own.
Russia is probably the biggest sponsor of Ukrainian army, maybe even bigger than USA counting by number of equipment, not value.
They've destroyed almost 1,000 vehicles in 1 month alone lol.
That's the thing with dictators and kleptocrats. They never know when to call it a day and retire in obscene luxury. Had Putin done that 15 years ago, he'd be fondly remembered as the guy who almost put Russia back on track before someone else fucked it up again. I like to think that keeps him up at night, nowadays. At some point you can't eat any better. At that point, what you want is immortality through fame.
The history is full of kings who used all their power to become gods, immortals in the minds of the people. But in the end, as individuals, they are almost completely forgotten. You can hear their name, you can read about their kingdoms, but there's nothing left that was within their ability to control. Even the history written by the winners is regarded as such, not taken without a grain of salt by any serious historian. Their monuments are not worshipped, but are rather examples of what people can achieve when they work together.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.